Nice. Okay, that should be it for now. Okay, we can get started now. Có mấy cụm như vậy nhá. Mình sẽ cố gắng là dùng thử cognitive dissonance. Sau đấy là sau đấy là too close for comfort. Too close for comfort có gì nhỉ? Vừa nói xong quên sửa. Too close for comfort. Take creative licenses or take creative liberties. Ok, để xem nhá. Bây giờ mình sẽ address vài câu hỏi rồi sau đấy mình sẽ tập speaking nhá. Những cụm hay. Làm sao để giỏi read vậy anh? Mình nghĩ là cái phần reading ấy, thực ra là em có một số cái thao tác cơ bản trong việc đọc ấy. Thì đầu tiên là em nên đọc. Nếu mà tức em đã qua cái giai đoạn học những quyển sách kiểu cơ bản ấy, thì em phải kết hợp làm đề IELTS. Về cái việc học sách cơ bản thì anh như thế này này. Thực ra là ngày xưa anh học sách cơ bản thì anh không đặt nặng về việc đúng sai đâu. Anh cứ đọc xong anh trả lời câu hỏi. Thì mình đã nỗ lực trả lời nó rồi. Còn fail thì không sao cả. Sau đấy thì mình sẽ tập trung nhiều hơn vào cái việc một là mình giải thích đáp án, giải thích có đúng sai, mà sai nhiều quá cũng không hay. Thứ nhất. Thứ hai là em có thể là sẽ ừm, em sẽ lập một cái bảng từ vựng để thống kê lại những cái idea của cái bài đấy. Người ta gọi đó là cái phương pháp về viết tóm tắt ấy. Cái phương pháp viết tóm tắt này thì ở bên hội thi C1, C2 rất là nhiều. Các kỳ thi khác của IELTS nó mang chất là ABC ấy, cũng rất là nhiều viết tóm tắt. Chỉ là với IELTS thì cái tóm tắt đấy nó chuyển sang task 1. Đấy. Thì em thể tóm tắt cái nội dung của những đoạn văn, rồi sau đấy em thử thuyết trình, rồi là em tập đọc, tập nói. Nhưng mà cái mục tiêu chính á, của cái việc thao tác đó là em phải tăng được cái vốn từ. Thế thì nói về vốn từ có nhiều cách lắm ấy, có nhiều cách lắm. Em có thể học từ thuần thôi, hoặc là em học từ trong đoạn văn, hoặc là học từ trong cái podcast, rất là nhiều lựa chọn nhá. Nhưng mà đấy là cách học. Đọc thì là mình sẽ có bước kiểu học không không gọi là nặng nề về thi cử là như thế. Cái thứ hai đó là cái cách học mà em liên quan nhiều hơn đến việc nâng điểm ấy. Thì rõ ràng là trong cái thao tác đọc của em ấy, em phải có một đề cao cái sự chuẩn xác trong việc trả lời đáp án. Kiểu chính tả phải đúng này, ABC phải đúng này, true false argument phải đúng này. Kiểu đấy, tại mình phải có cái target, được chưa? Và khi mà em xử lý cái lỗi sai của em ấy, thì bước cơ bản nhất trong mọi cái đoạn giải đề ấy, đó là em phải đóng cái vai trò chủ động trong việc giải thích đáp án. Tức em lập cái bảng từ vựng đồng nghĩa trái nghĩa ra, đúng không? Sau đấy thì em bắt đầu là ờm, lập bảng từ đồng nghĩa trái nghĩa, không phải học dần học mòn đấy. Đó, và cố gắng là lưu ý là có một số bài nhá. Em sẽ có những cái lỗi kiểu như là một á, là em phải nhận ra được cái lỗi của em trong bài là gì. Các bài đó là nhất là em không không nhận ra được cái từ vựng đồng nghĩa trái nghĩa. Cái đấy là vấn đề về từ vựng. Tiếp theo là biết đồng nghĩa trái nghĩa rồi nhưng mà kết nối với nhau nó không ra được cái nghĩa, thì về về logic. Cái này đặc trưng nhất của phần true false given ấy. Em tìm được đồng nghĩa trái nghĩa rồi nhưng mà cùng là vẫn chốt sai ấy nhá. Đấy, rồi là cái cuối cùng ấy là cái mức gọi là nặng nhất là em còn không xác định được nằm ở đâu ấy. Thì cái đấy đó là cái vấn đề về search. Cái việc tìm thông tin thì nó có mấy cái gọi là skim scan các thứ đấy nhá, thì cái đấy em cứ làm thử. Thì sau khi mình phải xác định là mình gặp vấn đề về cái gì và mình lập bảng từ vựng ra. Trong một số trường hợp nhá, anh rất là recommend các bạn sẽ viết cái summary ấy. Bởi vì là xét cho cùng ấy, cái việc đọc mang tính chất là mình đọc theo kiểu input nó chỉ để giải quyết một bài bài tập nào đấy thôi thì cũng được, nhưng nhìn chung mình sẽ không quên, mình sẽ bị quên ấy. Cái vấn đề là mình bị quên, nên là em viết cái summary ra thì em phải dùng nó nhá. Và cái cuối cùng là như thế này, ngày xưa anh học nhá, anh lần tiên đi thi ấy, anh được 8 reading rồi. Nhưng mà sau đấy thi không lên 9. Thì cái để gọi là đảm bảo anh sẽ cố gắng lên 9 hết mức có thể nhá, anh tự học. Và anh học cái quyển cái IELTS Trainer ấy. Cái IELTS Trainer đấy, cái quyển anh chỉ làm đúng một quyển thôi nhá. Thề luôn, điểm của anh hồi đấy thi thi là 8 overall, 8 reading rồi nhá. Vẫn 6, 6 rưỡi nha. Có những bài 6 rưỡi. Rất là choáng. Nên nhắc lại là nếu như bạn nào thật sự là muốn thử thách cái gọi là trí tuệ của bản thân cũng như là sự chịu đựng ấy, nhưng mà là reading, các bạn cứ làm theo cái quyển IELTS Trainer. Quyển đấy á, không bao giờ có chuyện đoán được đáp án luôn đấy. Cái quyển của Cam nhá, ngày xưa anh làm ấy, đôi khi anh đoán được ấy, nhưng mà thật sự cái quyển IELTS Trainer á, nó viết cái đề nó rất là foolproof, không thể đoán được. Và rất nhiều bài hồi đấy anh làm là chỉ có được 6,5 thôi, 6,5 nha, xong rồi 7. Thế là anh quyết tâm là đóng tiền rồi mà, đóng tiền rồi, hồi đấy vẫn thi giấy, anh vẫn thi ở trên cái chỗ khách sạn Fortuna đấy. Thì anh thi trên anh mới làm một thao tác là anh gạch chân keyword, xong rồi ABC hồi đấy làm rất là cẩn thận luôn, là anh giảm cái thời gian của anh xuống nhá, là từ 60 phút còn 55 phút thôi, giảm 5 phút thôi. Nhưng mà tất cả các bài khác anh vẫn phải gạch chân đầy đủ, làm bài gạch chân đầy đủ, và anh phải giải thích được là tại sao A đúng nhưng mà B, C, D là sai. Đấy, B, C, D là sai chỗ nào. Đó, thì cái việc mà làm tường tận kiểu như vậy á, thật sự nó sẽ ép em phải là suy nghĩ thật kỹ. Đấy, và vẫn phải thao tác đầy đủ nhá, là gạch chân hay là highlight em thi máy ấy. Đó, nhưng mà vẫn phải thao tác đầy đủ và giải thích đáp án ra. Em phải tìm được đúng cái khu vực đấy em chưa đáp án, còn không tìm được thì phải chấp nhận ngậm đắng nuốt cay mà bỏ câu đấy đi. Đó, anh nghĩ là cái việc mà kỷ luật khi mà làm bài ở nhà là cái rất là quan trọng, và nó tức cái gọi mình khi mà mình nhận được sự trợ giúp về mặt là tìm đáp án hay là không tìm đáp án ấy, thì đôi khi mình sẽ bị hiểu nhầm, đó là đáp án mình đọc trên mạng nhưng mà lại tưởng là của mình. Đấy, không lúc mà tìm không tìm được. Cái này gặp rất là nhiều bạn rồi. Đấy, nên là lưu ý về cái phần đấy. Đó là em thể tức là sau khi em đã làm chán chưa được cách rồi nhá, em làm lại. Và anh nghĩ là cái pháp làm lại này thực ra là đối với các cái bạn mà không quá nặng về IELTS nhưng mà điểm vẫn cao, điểm 9 các thứ ấy, thực ra các bạn làm lặp lại với rất là nhiều loại tài liệu khác, được chưa? Rất nhiều loại tài liệu khác, thì ở đây em lưu ý. Đấy, còn sau khi em đã làm tức là giải thích đề các thứ rồi, em thể chuyển sang một bước nữa là bước summary. Cái bước summary này ra nó cho anh sang một cái trang sử mới về mặt đi thi ấy. Thề luôn, ngày trước anh đi thi nha, cái năm 2023 ấy, anh không bao giờ làm kịp theo kiểu gọi là làm dư giờ đâu, anh làm rất cẩn thận. Nhưng mà cái đợt gần đây này này, thực ra là không phải là chín hoài, không phải chín hoài đâu. Nhưng anh thi thường xuyên rơi vào cái trạng thái là thi 60 phút nhưng mà 30 phút làm hết đề rồi. Đấy, kể từ hồi tập viết summary á, và viết summary là có một cái là mình phải tóm được cái nội dung của nó. Đấy, và cái lớp các bây giờ anh không dạy cái lớp summary đấy nữa, nhưng mà cái phương pháp là thi thoảng anh vẫn dạy những cái bạn lớp thấp hơn ấy, thì anh vẫn dạy các bạn cái phương pháp đấy, thì các bạn phải học cái summary đó để thật sự nâng cái phần reading lên. Đấy, đấy là câu hỏi của Quân Nguyễn nhé. Ok. Ôi trời, mình quên từ hoài. Sau mình sẽ tập speaking nhé. Đúng rồi, nghiêm phát này. Too close for comfort. Cũng đấy rất là hay. Nhìn anh là đầu auto đây. The land, the sea, the sky, and also the blanket and the pillow. Cái pillow của mình nhìn fancy không? Pillow kiểu Louis Vuitton, hàng fake. Ngày xưa được tặng ấy, thì mình rất bạn ngày xưa ngày xưa đi làm có thể có rất là nhiều cái vấn đề, nhưng mà đồng nghiệp của mình rất là vui nhá. Mình suốt ngày trêu là em thì rất là thích đồ Louis Vuitton, không có tiền, giáo viên mà. Hồi đấy được trả bao nhiêu nhỉ? 125.000 một giờ, làm rất là mệt. Nhưng mà làm vì đam mê, nên là đấy, không mà suốt ngày là đấy em thích Louis Vuitton, em thích các em chỉ thích Louis Vuitton thôi. Đấy. Xong đấy là đấy sinh nhật được tặng cái ga gối, cái anh có một cái chăn nữa cũng là Louis Vuitton. Mà không phải Louis Vuitton thường nha, Louis Vuitton phải là màu hồng. Người ta gọi là em được điểm cao nhất ở quyển trainer. Ồ, thế giỏi quá. Theo anh thấy là đúng là mọi người có nhiều ý kiến khác nhau về trainer, quyển trainer, nhưng thật sự đối với anh mà nói nhá, quyển trainer thật sự là nó cho mình biết thật sự là mình là cái gì ấy, không thể đoán được ấy. Đấy. Wait, anh ơi, cụm số 3 dùng như thế nào ạ? Cụm số 3 take creative licenses á. Take creative licenses là giống đôi khi á anh thật nhìn chung trong đầu của anh ấy, anh sẽ hiểu là take creative licenses nó giống như kiểu là you put your own spin on something. Tức là mình kiểu tự sáng tạo lại cái gì đó ấy. Đấy, như kiểu người ta nói một đằng mà mình xuyên tạc một nẻo ấy. Đấy. I mean, he certainly took creative licenses with that. Nhưng mà đấy là có thể là vì cái ngôn ngữ nói của anh là hay kiểu gọi là hay đá xoáy kiểu như vậy nên anh thích, anh thường học mấy cái idiom theo kiểu nó not so serious and not so literal kiểu như thế. Ừ. Tuấn Anh, cậu không tóc bạc như tớ này, đấu làm gì có. Lấy tóc bạc đâu mà. Quyền IELTS trainer nhá. Hello, cảm ơn Thúy Phạm. Hello Dũng. Mỗi ngày một kiểu tóc. Hôm nay là vừa đi ăn manhwa về phải gội đầu. Không thì nó sẽ hôi. Nhưng mà manhwa mình thấy là ở Royal City cơ sở chất nó hơi sập sệ ấy. Cái hút mùi chả hút gì cả. Chả được gì cả. Cái chỗ ở trên Vincom Lotte ấy, thì lại không phải Lotte mà Lotte Mart ấy. Hay toàn Lotte ấy, thì ok. Hoa Minh Nhiên cảm thấy được blessed khi lướt chúng. Ủa, blessed gì vậy em? Blessed thì hãy follow đi. Okay, we can do a bit of speaking now. Đây để gọi bạn. Ủa, ai hỏi mời bạn đồng chủ trì, chắc là người ta gọi nhầm thôi. Tí nữa mời Minh lên nói nhá. Bây giờ nói bạn Hoa Minh Nhiên đã.
Hello anh, em chào anh.
Chào anh. Tập speaking đúng không?
Dạ đúng rồi.
Ừ. Hôm nay thì anh sẽ giới thiệu cho mọi người cái quyển giveaway là 6.5 đến 7.5, nên sẽ hỏi em những cái câu trong cái bộ đề đó nhé.
Vâng,
Ừ. Em có tính thi sớm không? Tí thi kiểu real test đi.
dạ em định thi cỡ tháng 1 năm sau á.
Cỡ, wow, ghê gớm quá.
Dạ,
Right around the corner rồi còn gì nữa. Một vài ngày nữa
dạ,
thôi nhỉ.
dạ tại em cũng kiểu em có ôm xong em cũng thấy nó hơi lên xuống ấy anh, cho nên là em cũng muốn dành thời gian thêm chút xíu nữa.
Ừ. Okay.
Kiểu nó chưa official lắm.
Okay. So we can do a bit of a speaking mock test now and then we'll see what I have to offer. Do you usually carry? Oh, sorry. Let's talk about bags. In the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. Let's talk about
Okay.
bags. Do you usually carry a bag?
To be honest, I usually, bring along my bags all around because I'm a junior student at the university, so I have to carry a laptop with all the course books. So yeah, most of the time.
Mm. Do you change your bags often?
Um, I'm not really into fashion, to be honest. I just pay attention to the quality of the bags and not about the designs and just about the functions. So I hardly ever do I change any typical bags. Just use for once.
What kinds of bags would you use when traveling?
Properly um the whole large pack for backpacking traveling
Mm,
because I think it's kind of really functional when you have a lot of spaces um for your items like sunscreens or shampoos because I do really pay attention to the hygiene all by myself when I'm on travel or on vacation.
mm. Do you think that bags can make good gifts?
I probably do not think so because uh, I think people are really, um, trying to get their own specializations of the preference of the bags. So sometimes, giving other bags may fall off their expectations when the design is not really into them, or they just do not really need it that much. So I think
Mm.
bags is not an optimal option.
Okay. Um, let's have a quick break. Thực ra là cái phần này anh thấy có một số cái lựa chọn về từ vựng nó khiến cho anh không hiểu dụng em muốn nói là gì ấy. Mặc dù là
Yeah.
cái flow của em và phát âm nó tương đối là tốt. Ví dụ như cái đoạn câu câu hỏi đầu tiên của anh nhá, "Do you usually carry a bag?" Có thể là do cái cách truyền đạt của nó hơi nhanh ấy. Đấy, nên là
Yeah,
lúc anh nghe đấy, ôi bạn này sao nói nhanh thế nhỉ? Thế em không có ngắt nghỉ phù hợp. Cái vấn đề là
yeah,
như vậy em không ngắt nghỉ phù hợp. Mà cái nội dung anh nghĩ là được. Đến câu thứ hai nhé thì em lại dùng đảo ngữ là hardly do I change a typical bag. Hardly do I change a typical bag là như thế nào nhỉ? Em nói về cái việc là em có một cái bag mà rất là hay hay sử dụng đó hả?
dạ đúng rồi. Em ý em muốn truyền đạt lúc đấy là em chỉ quan tâm đến cái functions của nó thôi, cái performance của nó thôi, chứ em không quan tâm đến với cái designs lắm, cho nên là thường thì em sẽ không thay đổi quá nhiều. Dạ kiểu vậy.
Nhưng mà cái đoạn mà hardly do I change a typical bag này lạ thế nhỉ? Thật thật là anh không biết diễn đạt như thế nào cái cấu trúc này. Em nói lại thành cái câu đấy thế nào anh sẽ thử diễn đạt lại.
Vậy là kiểu hardly do I change any typical bag, kiểu vậy.
Đấy nó
Ý
không
là
có
cái
anh
cái dạ
cái ý của em là
em hiểu
gì?
em hiểu. Dạ là kiểu hiếm khi hardly ever do I, em bị thiếu chữ over ever vậy phải.
Nó không phải vấn đề đâu mà ý là anh đã không biết cái typical bag là cái gì ấy.
À dạ, đôi khi em kiểu bị em không có xác định được ấy anh. Nó theo kiểu cái tendency của em như vậy luôn, em đang
Ủa,
cố
anh
sửa
từ
cái
từ,
đấy.
anh đồng ý nhưng mà anh đang hỏi em là cái nghĩa là gì á thì anh mới thể đưa em một câu bởi vì
À,
anh
một một
anh từ bỏ cái câu gốc của em rồi anh không hiểu vậy nên
dạ
anh
dạ.
muốn hỏi về ý nghĩa luôn.
Ý nghĩa là em kiểu hiếm khi em thay đổi một cái cặp của em ấy.
Ừ. Thế em thử nói là I rarely switch to other bags.
Dạ dạ.
Hoặc là rarely do I switch to other bags. Hay đó là I have never switched to other bags. Thế thôi.
Vâng.
Ừ. Các bạn là cái tiếng Việt của em ấy nó nói là hiếm khi em thay đổi cái cặp của em nhưng cái cặp của em là hình dung là một cái cụ thể đúng không? Dẫn cho
Vâng.
một cái cụ thể. Nhưng thực ra cái trường hợp này ý của em là em sẽ không đổi cái cặp đấy thành những cái cặp khác. Được chưa nhỉ?
Dạ em hiểu.
Thì em thể kết hợp hai câu là như này. So, I've always used the same bag and I don't think that I'm gonna change it into something else. Đấy. So em nói là I always, carry the same bag and I don't think that, I'm gonna switch to, something else anywhere down the line. Cái câu đấy được. Nên thì thử cái câu cuối mà anh vừa gợi ý xong. Chung lại thích
Dạ.
ghi điểm. Đó.
Dạ em cảm ơn anh.
Tiếp theo những cái vụ shampoo ấy, anh thấy luôn lúc anh nghe nhá, bảo ủa, này shampoo, anh đang tưởng nó là champagne, champagne là cái rượu vang ấy.
À
Em nói cái ông chờ của em nó rất là chờ luôn đấy, nó rất là chờ. Nhưng mà em nói là shampoo đúng không? My
dạ.
shampoo và shampoo không có chữ S đâu nhá. Đó, hoặc là em nói là different types of shampoo thì được, different brands of shampoo thì được, different shampoo brands thì được. Nhưng mà thấy đây cái âm chờ đấy anh lúc đấy anh phản xạ luôn nhá, bạn này nói là champagne à, nhưng mà không, hóa ra shampoos, different types of shampoo. Um, và ý cuối cùng đây này, when the design is not really into them. Gì vậy trời?
Dạ em cũng em cũng để ý cái khúc đó, em cũng question bản thân em.
Mà ý em cô đấy là gì?
Dạ kiểu như là họ không có hứng thú nhiều tới design, nó nên là ngược lại, kiểu
When
they're not
they're
really
not really
into.
into the design of the
Dạ
bag.
dạ.
Đấy. Đấy, anh nghĩ là phải rephrase lại đoạn đấy. Hoặc là em phải nói là when the design is not something that matters to them.
Dạ.
Tức là em không, tức là khi mà nó nói về ngữ pháp ấy, thì rõ ràng là em nói xuôi cũng được, thì em nói ngược cũng được. Đấy. Thế đó
Vâng.
là something when the design doesn't really make that much of a difference. Một cụ đúng không? Đó, là
Vâng.
when the design doesn't really matter that much. Đấy, hoặc là when the design of the bag doesn't really carry that much significance. Đó, nhá, thì em có thể lưu ý về cái đấy. Ừm, Anh nghĩ là nói chung là vì cái wording kiểu này á, thì em có muốn thử một số câu pottery không?
Ờm, dạ, nếu tiện thì cỡ một câu cũng được á anh. Tại em biết có nhiều bạn cũng đang đợi.
Cỡ một câu. Kệ chứ người ta đợi em, tôi đợi. Khi nào anh gặp em? Wow, không biết đây là chị hay là anh ta? Hello. Hôm nào cũng vào chào xong rồi out ra. Đâu nhỉ? Chào anh. Nó nói đâu nhỉ? Một câu part 3 nhá. Anh có đáp án mẫu của phần Bax này rồi. Nhưng mà anh có đáp án, tức là anh đang lấy trong cái quyển, anh đang lấy trong cái quyển Speaking 6.5 7.5 á. Thì anh sẽ cho em hai đáp án, hai câu mẫu nha. Now, what games? Let's talk about games. This is speaking part 3 by the way. So, what games do kids like to play now?
I think nowadays, youngsters, especially teenagers,
Ừ.
they are really fond of online games that can give them the opportunities to interact with each other. To be more specific, with the proliferations of technologies nowadays, when it can offers so many functions like 3D interactions, for example, I think kids are really into, partaking in those in order to have a more pleasurable experience. For example, I think some of the games such as like um, 3D classes that they can have a whole spaces generated by AI, for example, so that they can interact with their friends and their peers. Some of the kids now also they really fond of traditional games, like they can as a way for them to move their body and have some wonderful exercises that are really beneficial to their health. For example, like sports, like soccer or basketballs, or they just, you know, um,
Okay, cool. Well, I heard that very subtle S word. Um, well,
uh,
cái phần này anh nghĩ là cái phần part 2 của em đã tốt hơn hẳn so với part 1 ấy.
yeah,
Anh không phải là nghe từng chữ một đâu, nhưng mà anh thấy là cái nhịp bạn này nói ok và cái nội dung cũng nói rất là dễ hiểu ấy. Được, anh nghĩ là ok. Thì là cái part 1, cái đoạn cuối á, lúc mà em biết mình bắt đầu hết nội dung rồi ấy, thì em phải pace cái bạn của em lại để em giãn âm ra một chút, đúng không?
yeah,
Còn lúc đấy em đã biết là mình sắp hết ga nữa rồi mà vẫn còn là đi lên được. Không, lúc đấy là phải xuống, không vặn ga nữa, nó phải gọi là đi xuống, đúng không? Hiểu không nhỉ?
yeah, em hiểu.
Còn sau cái đoạn đấy anh nghĩ là nhìn chung thì cái bài này, cái phần part 3 em cứ ngồi nghe thôi. Và anh nghĩ là một trong những cái dấu hiệu hay nhất ấy, đó là khi mà em luyện tập với các bạn khác ấy, mà người ta cứ ngồi nghe này, xong rồi như kiểu là nó là cái nhạc kiểu background hỏi, nếu mà hỏi là em đã nói cái gì họ không nhớ ấy, thì anh nghĩ là đấy là một dấu hiệu tốt. Nhưng anh ngồi nghe anh còn chẳng để em nói cái gì cơ, anh đang chờ em kết thúc anh hỏi câu tiếp theo rồi. Đấy.
Yeah,
Đấy, thì anh nghĩ là cái phần part 3 em ra rất là tốt đấy, nó tốt hơn nhiều so với part 1. Cái part 1 của em có thể là em nervous quá nên là cái câu chữ nó cứ lại hết cả lên. Part 3 là ok. Và anh thấy thói quen mà dùng for example rất là tốt nha, nhưng mà lưu ý là em thể học những cái từ khác. Em thấy anh thấy em
yeah,
dùng hơi kiểu máy móc ấy, là cứ for example em phải nói là what an example here is, or this can be seen in. Đấy, cũng khác
yeah,
để cho cái phần ví dụ của em nó gọi là nó cũng nói chung là ổn hơn nhá.
yeah,
Đấy.
yeah.
Ok, bây giờ
Rồi
anh
em
sẽ cho
cảm
em cái
ơn.
câu trả lời mẫu có phần back, tức là cái phần cái game vừa rồi em muốn câu trả lời mẫu phần nào?
Chắc là cái some people changing bed á.
Ừ. Thì đây có hai câu trả lời mẫu nhé, cái này trong cái phần giveaway 6.5 7.5, cái này lâu lắm rồi. Anh cũng muốn dạy phần
Yeah,
writing nữa, nhưng mà anh đang không, chung là dùng iPad thì không biết chuyển sang dạy cái này như nào, có thể chắc phải học qua Zoom ấy. Anyway, đây ví dụ nhá, cái câu của cái câu của gì nhỉ, cái câu của em hỏi là do you change bags often, đúng không? Thế thì câu
yeah,
này anh nghĩ là nó đơn giản thôi ấy. Thì em hoàn toàn nói không được nhá. Nhưng cái điểm
vâng,
yếu của việc nói không ở đây ấy, thực ra là đôi khi mình nói không xong rồi mình sẽ bị vào cái tâm thế là tôi không muốn trả lời một cách sâu sắc, tôi cứ nói vật vờ thôi là ok. Cái đó sẽ phản tác dụng về mặt điểm số. Đấy. Em
yeah,
vẫn phải đưa ra một số cái lý do là tại sao là em không muốn làm cái việc đó. Ví dụ câu trả lời như thế này
yeah,
nhá. Em đang nhìn trong cái hàn mẫu này. Do you change your bags often? No, I don't really see the purpose of doing so. I mean, when I get out and
mm,
about, I bring the bag that I have just talked about with me, and its quality is already top notch. So like there's nothing to complain
Mhm.
about it. In fact, in my opinion, it has really raised the bar for all other bags, which
Mm.
now I always look at with a tint of distrust and scrutiny.
Damn.
Đó. Thì em phải nói kiểu như vậy, tức là không, cháu không thấy có lý do gì cả, bởi cháu đã rất hài lòng với cái này và hài lòng về cái gì. Đó.
Yeah.
Thế sẽ có nhiều nội dung hơn để nói
Mm.
nha.
Dạ em hiểu.
Ok, có hỏi gì không?
Dạ ý là anh inspire em rất nhiều, em chỉ muốn nói thế thôi.
Thế á?
Vâng, ý là em
À,
cũng xem live anh nhiều. Dạ.
xem live nhiều hả?
Dạ.
Thế đã follow
Mà em chưa ấn
chưa?
follow.
Vãi
Dạ
chưởng,
em
vãi chưởng, you had me there. Can someone throw him under the bus? Really?
I'm just messing around with you. Of course I of course I followed you.
Em vừa unfollow xong mới the audacity, the balls on this man. They are
Wow, you can
steel.
see it? You
Yeah,
can
I think
see
that they
it?
are stinky, stinky, rusting balls of steel.
No, I just unfollow and follow back again. Just messing around with you.
Mm.
No, but really, I followed you for a long time. I've been following you for a long time.
I can't tell, and to be honest, I won't give you the benefit of the doubt this time around. But do tune in every once in a while, okay?
Okay.
Right, bye bye.
Em cảm em cảm ơn anh nhiều.
Mm.
Cảm ơn Kevin Nguyễn nha.
Em biết nói cái gì?
Kevin Nguyễn
Yeah,
khuyên
chẳng nói gì
em.
cả.
Yeah.
Okay, you can leave now. Mình vẫn đang dùng cái bộ giveaway đấy nhá, nên là khi mọi người hỏi thì mình sẽ có câu trả lời mẫu. Mình thử một vài lần nhé. Có câu hỏi gì nữa không? Mình lại tập tiếp thôi. You said nothing. You said nothing. Grow with penguin. Oh,
Oh, hello.
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 Hello. I can hear you.
Y- Okay, so it's good. Okay.
Okay. Sure. What do you want? A speaking
Uh,
mark test?
yes, I guess.
All right. Do you have a goal in mind?
I'm targeting for.
Bạn, Nhi ơi, bạn. Nhà mình có đứa em hỏi. Nó đang ngủ. Nó đang...
Um.
Để mình tìm cách nào đó để hạ cái tiếng ồn này nha.
Okay, so by the way, I'm targeting for band 7 for speaking.
Ừ.
I'm going to take a test soon
Ừ.
on next Sunday.
Ừ.
Yes. So I just want to test my speaking skill.
Ừ.
I think I can't change anything about my upcoming result, I guess, but like it just I want to test it now.
Okay. Well, just let me go off on a tangent for a moment. Yeah, I hate you. I was already capable of like casting it out of my mind, but then you mentioned it, and now I'm all ears. I'm paying so close attention to my cousin right now. I mean, he knows how to snore, right? Wow, that's cathartic. That's one way to blow off some steam. I have never snored in my life, but I feel like somewhere down the line I'm gonna be just like him. He's having a well of time right now, dreaming about somebody, I imagine. Okay. Grow with Penguin, are you ready? Are you ready to rock and roll?
Yes. Yes, I'm
Okay.
ready, sir.
Um, hmm. I have lots of nice sample answers, but since I have already asked questions related to bags, I can't really afford to be, a one-trick pony anymore. I'm gonna need to move on with a new topic, and then I'm gonna give you some sample answers from that particular topic.
Okay. Good.
Right. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I hate you. Let's continue. Let's talk about social media.
Okay. I
Do
love
you
it.
think that do you think you spend too much time on social media?
Not really. I used to spend a lot of time on social media when I was in university, I guess. But now, because I have already gone to work, I'm very swamped with my work recently. That's why I don't spend too much time on TikTok or Facebook. Sometimes I just scroll through TikTok to join your live stream or watch some English, videos about learning languages on TikTok.
Do your friends use social media?
Yes, of course. I think at my age, all of my friends use social media very frequently. So the most common platform, I guess, would be Facebook for keeping themselves updated with the latest news. But I think when it comes to entertainment, most of my friends prefer using TikTok because it contains a lot of short videos where people can absorb the knowledge very quickly. Yes.
So what do people often do on social media?
Well, I think it varies from person to person, but generally, I would say most of people, especially at my age, use social media to stay connected with their friends by reading the posts or watching some new videos on TikTok. And another purpose I can think of is just simply relaxing by watching some short videos or live streams on YouTube Reels or TikTok. Yeah.
So when did you start using social media?
If I'm not mistaken, I started using social media when I was in secondary school. At that time, most of my friends had an account on Facebook, and I just I decided to create one myself, so that I won't feel left behind. But I didn't spend a lot of time on social media at that time because my parents were very strict about my screen time. Yes.
Wow. Girl, I noticed zero mistake. You're ready to take that crown.
I'm not really sure, because maybe because today I listen to, I have to join a meeting for 10 hours on end in English. So maybe I get familiar with English more today. I'm not
Well,
really sure.
okay, thank you for your sharing, but you made a mistake there, not English, English.
English. Yes.
Funny, you did not make that mistake when you were answering my questions, or maybe I was, too spaced out to, pay attention to such minor details. But for me, I actually thought that you hit the ground running, and throughout your answers, they were almost like spotless. They were immaculate. And I was like, oh wow, she was not making any mistake.
I guess maybe because this topic is quite, familiar. Uh, Maybe I have a lot of things to talk about this topic, but for other topics, I'm not really sure.
Okay. I do notice though, I mean, this is not exactly a dig at you, but I noticed that, when you speak normally to me, you tend to make more mistakes than you do when you're, answering um like IELTS speaking questions. I mean, if if that's the pattern, then you need to capitalize on it. I'm not exactly, criticizing you. I think that if you can maintain a high level of fluency and accuracy when you're doing the test, that's what matters. It doesn't really matter, whether you can, stay super accurate when you're holding a conversation with someone, but then when you take the test, you fumble the ball and make like 10,000 errors consecutively, right? So
Yes.
that's not a criticism. I thought that your performance was very nice. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm.
Uh,
And just in case you're new to me, I don't hand out compliments that often. I tend to be super critical of other people and of myself as well. But I tend to project my insecurity onto other people in the form of uncalled for
yes, I know that
criticisms.
because I have, seen your live stream for a long time. So
But then, now the elephant in the room is, have you followed me?
I have followed you.
Can you double check that?
So maybe I would unfollow you and follow you again. Do you want me to do so?
Are you gaslighting me into believing that you have followed me and now you have to go out of your way to unfollow me so that you can follow me to prove a point?
No, just like follow the previous guy.
Do what you must, whatever floats your boat. We can do one speaking part 3 question. Oh my god, we've got 2 good candidates this evening. So that means I won't be able to tell you like my fantastic sample answers.
Oh my god, maybe I would fail in part 3.
We'll see. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for that to happen so that I have something to talk about with relation to that particular material that I'm looking at. Okay, we're gonna do 1 or 2 speaking part 3 questions, and then I'm gonna give you some feedback. Okay,
Okay.
let's talk about games. Do boys and girls play different games?
Yes, I think gender plays a role in deciding the games for people to play. I mean, for female, they tend to prefer something very lighthearted and simple. So, for example, when I was a kid, I was very into playing some games for changing the dress for a model, some kind of games actually. But when it comes to male players, I think they prefer something more competitive and forceful. For example, people boys tend to be very interested in playing mobile games, which means MOBA. There are 5 players. MOBA, yeah, mobile. There are
Just
5.
ignore me.
Okay, there are 5 players each team, and they have to compete with each other. And the result is binary. You will lose or just win the game. I mean,
Okay.
it's more competitive for them. Yeah.
Do you think that outdoor sports are important for children?
Personally, I think, yes, I would say so because usually outdoor sports require children to physically engage in engage in the games. So that means they would have more opportunities to develop their or improve their physical health or improve their stamina. I think some outdoor sports such as soccer or basketball would help them to improve their brain-eye coordination and hand-eye coordination actually. Because of they tend to move very fast and they need to observe the situation around them during the match. So that's my opinion for this question.
Oh my god, I hate you. Your answers were impeccable, except for 2 parts. Okay, so at the beginning of the first answer, did you say generally?
No, I
What did you
say
say?
generally,
Generally.
yes, in general. For what I don't remember exactly.
For some reason, I thought that you were using a different word because of the way that you pronounced it. So
I
perhaps you
use the
can,
word
say the same word again and again, three
gender
times.
and generally. I maybe maybe.
You
Sometimes I
did. I
usually
thought that you
mix
were
them.
saying a word related to gender, but it
Gender.
didn't quite ping on my radar because I didn't recognize it.
Okay. So maybe I mispronounced it. Yeah, sometimes I'm not really very
So,
good at
what
it.
exactly was the word that you were trying to use?
Yeah. I said gender plays a role in deciding gender.
Oh, okay.
Gender
Gender plays a
a
role.
role.
Oh, okay. So I think that the word play sort of, messed up the clarity of your sentence. All right, sure, fine. Gender does play a role.
Does play
Gender
a role.
plays a role.
Emphasis.
Wow.
Does play a role.
Hmm. Well, take that. At least you made one mistake. Hmm. And then you said outdoor sports.
Outdoor sports, actually, right?
Spots, as in no R in the middle.
Sports.
Oh no, another mistake, another win for me. Okay, good. It means that I can offer you something. All right, I want to be of value.
Okay, yes, sure.
Okay, speaking of value, let me entertain you with a dance. Yeah, keep it 100% on the land, the sea, and the sky.
Oh, I love that song.
I know, right? And I was serving.
You know, I go to the studio dance recently
Mm,
to practice dancing for that song. Yeah.
wow, you had to drag yourself to a dance studio just to practice the dance move for that song? Isn't that like the easiest thing to learn?
No. It's just like that song motivated me to enroll in a dance course. So since then, I have gone to the studio for about 2 months. Oh no, one month. No, yeah, over 1 month.
Wow. Do you know Cruel Summer? Also by Taylor Swift?
Ah, cruel summer. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you're
But
not gonna
I
criticize. You're
I
not
think
gonna criticize my pronunciation. It was crystal clear.
sorry. I think I have some problems with my listening skill.
You assume correctly. Let's continue. Cruel Summer, sure. So is that a band that you rock to when you hit the dance studio?
No.
No.
I haven't tried it yet.
Uh, that's a good song though, right?
But I prefer the songs, her recent songs actually.
The Fate of Ophelia?
Yes, and the
Opalite?
Opalate. Yeah.
Okay. Well, but you know what? For the time being, you can just forget about the music industry for about 2 weeks because Christmas is around the corner, and there's only one kind of music that you should listen to.
Okay. No. Actually, I'm listening to tech songs, tech music. Actually, before I I long for tech holiday, not Christmas.
Oh, I mean, I first of all, I do applaud your appreciation for that, but you're overdoing it. Honestly, I feel you're overdoing it. Listening to Ted music when it's barely December? Oh, okay. You're
Yes.
jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun. That's a bit
I,
too early.
after my holiday, on how is it? Independence Day.
Mm.
I start to listen to tech songs.
Okay,
Oh,
we're gonna
just
move
like
on.
a
I'm not
lazy
gonna.
person who don't, who doesn't want to work.
Uh, sure. That's something that I don't personally relate to because I like working. I feel like once I found my groove, I don't want to be taken out of it. But okay, aren't you weird? All right. Well, I can probably give you one sample answer for the question about outdoor sports and their importance. Okay, so the thing is, um, first of all, I must commend you for being able to navigate through that particular question the way that you did, because usually for me, usually for me, questions like that one are gonna get me like scratching my head because in a way that it's so obvious, and when certain like questions are too obvious to answer, like I tend to have a hard time generating meaningful ideas. Okay, but well, you were able to have a pretty nice, almost seamless role with the way that you develop your answers. So well, I guess when you take the test, you can just keep on doing what you were doing. And well, here's my sample answer, right? In the
Okay.
spirit of not knowing what to say, not because the question is that hard, but because it's so obvious. Okay.
Mm.
Well, are outdoor sports important for kids? I feel like yes, but I can't seem to put a finger on it. Let's see. I suppose when children get to play sports in open space, they can commune with nature more and just bask in the fresh air, which is something that a lot of people would enjoy. I don't have anything against indoor sports, but I feel like when you play sports in a small room, the air can feel like awfully stuffy. And what else? Scientific research also shows that kids can enhance their immune system by exposing themselves to weak bacteria in the outdoors. So they can become physically more resilient because of that process. Good, that's it.
Mm.
So that's how I would navigate that particular question, mostly because it's too obvious. And I tend to react to obvious questions in a not so productive way because
Mm.
I'm not quite sure about you, but for me, if I fall into the trap of saying, well, the obvious answer here is yes, right? It's very likely that I'm gonna give like a lazy extension. Right? It's very
Mm.
haphazard and it's half-hearted,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
that particular sample was not written, but essentially recorded to illustrate how I would respond to questions for which the answer seems to be a given. That's all.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, I at that time I wanted to tell the differences between indoor sports and outdoor sports, but I couldn't figure something out, so I decided to ignore the indoor sports, just focus on the outdoor sports. But anyway, like I think the your symbol was very useful to me.
Yes, that sounds like music, especially Mariah Carey's music to my ears. All I want for Christmas is that tip, right?
Okay.
Incorporating indoor sports into your answer. I am of value. I am appreciated today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you a lot for your feedback.
Okay. And
Yeah.
before you go, do you know what is even better than detailed feedback from someone who got 9.0 in speaking and 9.0 overall more than a few times?
No.
Mm. A spectacular dance from his repertoire. Here, 100% on the land, the sea, and the. You need to help me finish the lyric.
Sky.
Correct. Okay, with that, we say bye bye for you. All right.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you.
Bye bye. À, okay. Rồi, ừm, Để mình xem một câu hỏi nào mình sẽ trả lời, sau đó mình sẽ tiếp tục nói nhé. Mình cũng chưa chấm bài bạn này nha. Nhưng mà nghe ổn phết đấy. 8 à? 8 thì chưa ấn tượng đến cái mức đấy. Một phần là vì khi mà mình nghe mình không nhận ra cái lỗi nào. Nên có thể là bạn đến 8 rồi. Âm binh là cái tên hơi khó gọi. Đẹp trai thế. Hôm nay là may mắn đấy. Nói chung là hôm nào mà tóc nó hợp tác thì trông nó sẽ rất đẹp. Phước lành đấy. Hôm nay Phước này hơi dữ. Thắng này, siêu đẹp trai, sai đẹp chiêu. Cảm ơn. Mọi người nên khen mình một vài lần. Thông thường ấy, mình rất khuyến nghị mọi người sẽ khen mình. Bởi vì là sẽ vận lại vào chính mọi người thôi. Đó, sẽ được người khác khen. Mình test phần nào vậy ạ? Sẽ test part 1 và part 3. Xem câu trả lời mẫu. Nha. Ủa, hai người là lạ thế, tiếng Anh cho đời thêm xanh này. Actually, I do the same. I listen to TED songs almost all the time since starting from November. What? What? That is madness. Ok, để xem nhá. Con ngủ quá. Để xem nào. Mi chất lên rồi. Mi khách gần đây này. Cái nó phải dành cơ hội cho những bạn mới. Hay sao Mi có sắp thi không đấy? Em chưa lên án. Ok, để gọi lên vai. Mi. Không có tóc bạc đâu. Tóc này gọi là tóc hiệu ứng ánh sáng thôi. Hello Mi.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Sir.
Yes. It's like a polite way to call you, isn't it?
Okay. You just say hi and leave the sir out. You only use that word when you want to call someone, you want to address someone who is really old, or you yourself is really old.
Yes, you are young.
I know, right? Oh, okay. So, what do you want?
Yeah, just received some questions from you so I can practice speaking English just a bit. This is the first time I've been on your live stream. Actually, I just saw your video several times before, but I haven't had any chance to be on this live stream like this.
Well, okay, well, the obvious question here is, have you liked these videos? I'm not pressing you into giving me, an answer that would please me because I know that my videos are horrible. They are abysmal. But I'm not planning on becoming, Vietnam's top KOL this year. I just want to, step out of my comfort zone and look pretty while doing live stream sessions, right? But still, the elephant in the room is, have you liked my videos? Okay, that silence speaks volume, all right? Wow. You have seen lots of videos, but you did not press the heart button even once?
Okay, so let me tell you this. I just suddenly saw your live streams several times before, but I just saw you giving advice for the participants, and I I do follow your Facebook account just this morning.
Wow, and now you're planning on mentioning other platforms so that this live stream session is going to continue being a flop.
OMG, OMG. Should we avoid the word related to other platforms?
Yes. I've been taught that.
OMG,
Okay.
that's a new thing.
Oh, welcome on board.
Yes.
Well, sure. I like the fact that you were not even trying to move the goalposts of you not liking one video from me. But okay, who can I blame? My videos are horrible. I mean, I myself don't watch them. Okay. So let's do the speaking test.
Yes.
Let's talk about hometown. Where do you come from?
Well, to be honest with you, I was born in Havana City, but now I've been living in Hanoi for more than 4 years just for studying at my uni and working. Yes.
So what do you like best about your hometown?
What I like best about my hometown is the atmosphere. I mean, the air in my hometown is very fresh. It's like fresher compared to Hanoi, which is pretty crowded with people and even has a really serious problem with pollution.
Yes, at this point you can probably use the word hazardous to describe the air quality in Hanoi. The word hazard is a noun that refers to something that is harmful to your health. And as far as I'm concerned, the air that we breathe in right now is so heavily polluted that it should be considered as, hazardous. Is that hazardous or hazardous? Hold on, let me check.
Like you can say, like the air, the
Hazardous.
quality of air in Hanoi, it's pretty hazardous, isn't it?
You can say that, yeah. But I think the thing is that you don't really use that particular adjective to talk about the air. So if you want to use that word, you must give some extensions. Understand? So you can say something like, yeah, I think that the air in Hanoi is so polluted that it's actually hazardous to local residents, right?
Yes.
Alright, my inner peace anh Quân ơi. What? Gì vậy? Em. Let's continue. What would you like to change about your hometown?
Frankly speaking, I think my hometown is pretty perfect for me to live in. So there's nothing I want to change about my hometown. Yeah.
Okay, so would you like to continue living in your hometown in the future?
It's kind of a hard question for me because I think we know nothing about the future, so I cannot make a certain decision to answer right now. But I think if in the future I am rich enough, I will afford amount of money to buy a new house in my hometown, like
Wow.
near the beach.
Wait, hold on. Which hometown are you talking about? I thought that your hometown is Hanoi.
Haiphong City. For the first question you asked me, I just said that I was born in Haiphong City, but now I've been living in Hanoi. Just for working and studying, you know?
Okay. Well then, yeah. It slipped under my radar. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Are you loud in person?
OMG, hi.
Loud, not loud, not loud. Loud as in you speak loudly.
Yeah. I mean, like the manner of speaking of the people in my city, always like it's like in a very some kind of rude way, right? Isn't it? Because the voice is just louder than any people from other cities in my country.
No, I don't think that it's rude. I don't know, Haiphong people enough to arrive at that conclusion. My sister-in-law is also a Haiphong. I'm not quite sure what the noun for local residents there, but she she also comes from Haiphong, and I do have to say that she speaks her mind in a really candid way, and for me it's such a precious quality because here in Hanoi people are so reserved, and like for young children they are oppressed in a way, like they have to abide by all kinds of rules to the point that they are almost incapable of, speaking their minds. So when I met my, sister-in-law for the very first time, we hit it off. We got on really well because like she possessed a quality that I really desired and looked up to. That she was willing to speak her mind in a genuine way. She wasn't trying to show up and show off. She just wanted to communicate a message, and she was able to do that very effectively from time to time. And I noticed that, she was never afraid of other people talking loudly because she knew that, she could match their volume whenever she wanted, right? So personally, when I met her, I thought that, it was such a breath of fresh air, and I think that you possess the same quality, which was why I asked you that question.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, I have a few students who, come from Haiphong as well, and they speak like they have a loudspeaker built in their vocal cords, and they are not afraid of me raising my voice at them, right?
Okay, it's like
Because they can deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Just some quick feedback. I'd have to say that you probably would be able to improve your score if you could manage your pacing a bit more effectively. So at the beginning, you said, to be honest with you. I honestly couldn't hear that because you blended these 5 words, right? So let's say that again. To be honest with you. To be honest with you.
What you're talking to me is about the pacing, isn't it?
Yes, pacing and chunking.
I haven't heard about this before. Is it like PACING? Isn't it?
Pacing. No. PACING. Pacing. Your speed.
Ooh. Pacing and what? What?
Chunking.
Chunking. What is chunking? I don't know.
A chunk is a group of words. So chunking is the ability to speak in sensible groups of words. These groups of words should make sense.
Got it. So what should I do right now? Like I should
Just
try.
repeat after me. I'm giving you a demonstration of how to pronounce certain chunks of words more clearly.
Yes.
Okay? Because I felt like some of your phrases were actually very simple, but the way that you pronounce them made them sound a bit blurry.
Blurry. It's
Yes.
like it's a bit vague.
Blurry, as in I couldn't really make out, the words that you were using.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not ambiguous. I could read between the lines to decipher the meaning, but I thought that, like, the words didn't, sound as clearly as possible. Now let's go to a few phrases. To be honest with you.
To be honest with you.
A bit forced. One more time. To be honest with you.
To be honest with you.
No. To be honest with you.
To be honest with you.
Okay, good. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
One more time. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Not atmosphere. Atmosphere. Atmosphere.
Is it the vowel O? For
I'm
the
not quite sure.
syllable?
Just copy. If you ask me questions regarding, like, what's the word for it? The phonetic version of certain words, I'm not gonna be able to help you. Atmosphere. Most. So it's more O. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
You're doing too much. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
That's not the word that you need to stress. Although you got it wrong. It's atmosphere. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Yes, 2 more times.
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Okay. I really love the atmosphere.
I really love the atmosphere.
I really love the atmosphere in Hanoi.
I really love the atmosphere in Hanoi.
I really love the atmosphere in Hanoi, which is to die for.
I really love the atmosphere in Hanoi, which is to die for. What's that?
Good. So you do possess that ability to copy in a mindless kind of way, which is a good thing. So yeah, that's one way to fix these words. Okay. For the second question, what do you like best about it? You opted for the wrong approach. You said it's pretty perfect for me to live in, so done. When it comes to the speaking test, one of the rules of thumb that you definitely need to pay attention to is that you must always do your very best to speak at length. After a certain level, you don't really have to work that hard to extend your answers. But don't give up and don't just give me like one line, okay, for an answer. Don't do that. Even when it's perfect, you have to take the initiative of explaining why it's perfect. Do you understand?
So,
Let me give you an example here. Let me give you an example. So, I'm going to give you an answer that essentially tells the listener that Hai Phong, right, is a perfect city, right? The point here is that you need to show your examiner that you are capable of speaking about why or how Hai Phong is such a perfect place. Understand? So you have to grab the bull by the horns and like go through the details by yourself. Let me give you an example. So what do you like best about it? I'm gonna put a spin on my sample answer so that it makes more sense in this context. Hai Phong is such a wonderful place, and like there's just so many things that I love about it. But for me, what really sets this city apart is probably its cuisine. You can find all sorts of dishes here, from ones originating in Europe to more, Asian-inspired flavors. The chefs here tend to be, very creative as well. Like they always try to put their own spin on, classic recipes. So even, for a local staple, you might get something really different when you visit different restaurants. And I think that the food in Haiphong is really what has put it on the map. Understand?
yeah.
So it's a perfect city and you're totally satisfied with your life there. It's a good thing, right? But if you fall into the trap of like giving no extensions, you're throwing your test out the window. Okay? So even when it's perfect, try to describe it. Or better yet, say one thing that really stands out for you and give lots of details. Right? Understand?
Yeah, okay, got it. So, how can I improve my ideas to become the one who, who is really good at come up with the new ideas like you to extend the answer?
Well, the thing is that you have to assume that the examiner doesn't really know what you're talking about. So you have to take the initiative of explaining everything to them. It's a very good mentality to have, although it can be a bit draining at times. But like when you're like doing the speaking test, you really have to, take it upon yourself to prove that, you can tick out all the boxes that they're looking at when they're assessing you. And the first thing that they always look for is your ability to just keep on speaking. All right. So I don't think that there was anything that wrong with your answers. And in a normal conversation, of course, we could just say, well, I don't know. I mean, it's perfect, so I have nothing to say. And then, the person that's talking to you will probably just move the conversation along with other questions, right? But then a speaking test is not necessarily, just a normal conversation. Like in normal conversations, nobody cares about your fluency. They just want to get your message, right? So as long as you can convey your message, they're fine with it. But in the speaking test, examiners are supposed to, search for evidence of your speaking abilities. And the more they have to search for it, the lower your scores would be. Okay? So try to explain things. You can use WH questions. You can tell a story. Okay. Oh, here, let me give you another sample answer. What would you like to change about it? Okay. So I can tell you a story. So I can compare the past and the present. Okay. Here, what would you like to change about your hometown? So, but I suppose we could use more trees. I mean, Hanoi used to be a green place with lots of streets lined with like massive trees. But a few years ago, urban development just took the city by storm. So now we have fewer trees and more buildings. I mean, it's not that big of a concern in the winter, but in the summer it's like crazily hot. So this is definitely something that the city council should try to get to grips with. Okay, so you can talk about the past and the present, and you can also propose a solution for the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any question?
Yeah, I have no question right now.
Well, let's try to end things on a high note. Do you know the song "The Fate of Ophelia" by Taylor Swift?
Maybe I've heard of it.
Okay, here. It sounds something like "Keep it 100% on the."
On the what?
Can you finish? Can you finish the lyrics? On the land, the. Can you guess?
I do not know something about the lyrics of that song. Sorry.
The sea. You can guess. Keep it 100%. Keep it 100. Oh, keep it 100 on the land, the sea, and the.
Sun.
No, the sky.
It's like sunlight when you
Well,
just brace your
same
hand on
difference, I
them.
guess. I do recommend that song to you. It's just that for the time being, Christmas is right around the corner, and we are about to, embark on a new journey in 2026. So the music that I think that you should immerse in is actually Mariah Carey's music, who,
Okay.
by the way, has returned to #1 because of that song. All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is just obnoxiously addictive.
Yeah. So, by the way, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I haven't ever taken the IELTS test, and I'm about to take that test next year, on March maybe. So, with the level
In
I'm
March.
having right now. So, can you tell me about the band score I can get from my performance today?
Today,
Yes.
I'm gonna be really harsh on you. Are you ready?
Yes. Hope that it would be B2 level. It's okay. Yes. I will try.
Oh, well then, yeah, I mean, it is well within that range. For me, you're between a 6 and a 6.5. But you see, the problem is not your flow. Your overall flow is nice. It's just that like your answers were punctuated by two major problems. First of all, there were simple phrases, sorry, not phrases, simple phrases that I couldn't wrap my head around. That is a problem. To be honest with you, right? Atmosphere, so on and so forth. There were simple words which I couldn't make out, what they were. So that's something that you need to get to grips with. The second thing was your idea development. You need to, really take the initiative of speaking at length. It's one of the most important criteria when it comes to the speaking test.
Okay, so pronunciation is also one of the biggest problems of mine, right?
Not that big of a deal. You just need to pace yourself and pronounce certain chunks of words more clearly. I'm really like trying to articulate myself because I don't want to give you the wrong impression. Your pronunciation is fine. It's just that out of the many facets of that particular criterion, there is one aspect that is really holding you back, which is the ability to speak in clear and meaningful chunks of words.
So that's what you said before. It's like it's all about the chunking, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Này. Rồi mình sẽ test xem bạn bao giờ đi ngủ nhá. Mai mình phải đi demo. Wow. Có câu hỏi gì không? How to learn English. Trời ơi, câu này nó gọi là vô vị, vô biên luôn ấy. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Hôm nay mình vừa biết một tin rất là vui nhưng mà cái người có tin vui đã không nói với mình. Thế mới chán. Hello anh Thi. Mình muốn gọi là chúc mừng họ qua đi. Mà thôi rồi, cứ phải chờ thôi vậy. Còn ai đây không nhỉ? Gọi thử bạn này nhá. Anh ơi, có cách làm sắp xếp thời gian để học IELTS không ạ? Em mới học lớp 10. Học IELTS á? Thực ra thì một trong những cách học chủ động về IELTS mà anh rất recommend để gọi bạn khác nữa nhé. Một trong những cách để em có thể sắp xếp được học IELTS ấy, đó là khi mà em học những cái bài đọc ấy, đấy, bài đọc trên lớp, bài đọc của anh luôn luôn recommend sách cô Mai Lan Hương nhé. Là khi em học những bài đọc đấy thì em dành thêm thời gian em underline những cái từ khóa, em viết ra những cái từ khóa quan trọng ấy. Đấy. Em học những câu hỏi này là liên quan đến việc học IELTS nhỉ? Học IELTS nó sẽ có một số cái kỹ năng, các cái band 4 anh recommend như là này. Tức thì IELTS không nên học gọi là rông dài. Đó. Bởi vì bản chất của IELTS nó chỉ là một kỳ thi thôi. Thì thông thường học thi không nên học rông dài, nó rông dài rất là mệt với mình ấy. Mà em nên đầu tư cho kiểu là 1 năm học một khóa. Ví dụ như là em chưa biết gì nhé, học foundation và học 4.5, 5.5. Nó sẽ rất mệt trong vòng mấy tháng đầu, nhưng mà cái mục tiêu chính để em lấy được cái từ những khóa đấy là em cần có cái cái phương pháp để em có thể duy trì được trong một thời gian tự học ấy. Đấy, bởi vì sau 4.5, 5.5 mục tiêu chính là em phải có cái gọi là cái sự tự tin, em nói nhiều. Đấy, tự tin để nói nhiều. Và dùng nhiều từ. Đó, thì đấy là cái mục tiêu để em lên 4.5 đã nhá, 4.5, 5.5 ấy. Mục tiêu là như vậy. Còn khi mà em cảm thấy là mình còn tự tin hơn thế nữa, thì em có sức đi xa hơn thế nữa, em sẽ chuyển sang mục tiêu của 5.5 đến 6.5. Thì cái mục tiêu 5.5 đến 6.5 ở đây ấy, là em sẽ phải học nhiều từ và dùng được càng nhiều càng tốt, và học thêm một số công thức liên quan đến phần nói và viết để em có thể triển khai bài một cách nhẹ nhàng và đơn giản. Đó. Đấy thì anh recommend là như vậy. Còn cái việc xếp thời gian ấy thì thế này. Cái thời gian em thể nhìn chung ấy là trong một cái khóa học thì cái IELTS nó khó hơn tiếng trên trường đấy nhá. Đấy, nên là em học trên trường học 2 tiếng thì IELTS em nghĩ là phải học ít nhất là tương đương là như thế. Và thậm chí là mỗi ngày nên dành thời gian ra trên lý thuyết là mỗi ngày thì khoảng 30 phút gì đấy. Hoặc không là em sẽ tập trung vào như kiểu một buổi tối đi, là em học sâu hẳn 2 tiếng hoặc là 3 tiếng, hoặc 2 buổi như vậy. Đó, để có thể gọi là học nếu mà tự học IELTS sẽ cần phải nhiều hơn kiểu 6 tiếng trong một tuần. Đó, thì em dành thời gian ra để em ôn. Còn em thể giãn ra cũng được nhé. Giãn ra thì cũng được nhưng mà nhìn chung thì đối với IELTS nếu em học kiểu giãn ra như vậy á, thì ờm, nói chung là mình đã giãn ra thì mình mỗi tiếng là mỗi ngày khoảng 30 phút 40 phút gì đấy, nhưng mà nói chung với IELTS thì cái 30 phút 40 phút nó theo cái hướng là em đang học để em không bị sợ thôi, chứ còn hiệu quả nó sẽ không được quá là cao nhá. Đó, bây giờ với bạn Ngân này, em đang 7.5 speaking, em cảm thấy part 3 em trả lời chưa được tốt. Em xin lời khuyên cải thiện part 3 à. Nhìn chung thì cái phần part 3 nó theo cái hướng là em phải discuss ấy. Em cứ mở rộng idea xong rồi em lấy ví dụ ra. Em lấy ví dụ. Cái đấy là cái tốt nhất rồi. Cái câu hỏi đặt ra là cái vụ ví dụ đấy em sẽ triển khai như thế nào thôi ấy. Đó. Còn anh nghĩ là trong cái phần part 3 một trong những cái quan trọng nhất của nó cho phát triển idea nhá, là em cần phải có sự phát triển idea và sự phát triển theo kiểu là nó hợp lý ấy. Thì với band 7 á thì mình phát triển bình thường thôi, nhưng mà band 8 nó đôi khi phải có cái phù hợp. Thì em có thể tập nhìn chung ấy là phát triển cho nhiều chi tiết hơn. Nhưng mà cái part 3 nếu em chi tiết theo kiểu lập luận suông ấy rất là khó. Đấy. Nên là em sẽ phát triển cho anh theo cái hướng là lấy ví dụ ấy. Em chọn một cái ví dụ phù hợp, sau đấy em mở rộng nó ra nhá. Còn những khía cạnh khác về từ vựng rồi là ngữ pháp ấy, thì thật thì Ben Ben 78 nó là cái điều mà gọi là em hiển nhiên em thấy nó sai em sửa lại thôi, và cố gắng là nên nói lại nhá để sửa được những cái lỗi mà em bị sai nhá. Thế của Vân là như vậy. Xem nào không bạn nào muốn lên không? Oh, we have one more person.
Hi.
Ellie,
Hi, teacher.
Ellie. So, I guess you want a speaking mock test?
I'm so in my situation, I want to take the IELTS test maybe next week or in March. So March is my deadline that I need to take the test. Well, I've been using English casually, but not. I think my academic English is not that good, so I want to try and would be happy if I get some advice from you to prepare for it, because I know this one is IELTS academic. Sorry, I took the PTE exam before, but it's more like I don't think it's as tricky as IELTS. I don't know, but yeah, would want to test. But yeah.
For some reason, I feel like you're already very fluent in English.
I use English in work. I work with Australians, so
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that explains. Well, right. First of all, I need to clarify certain things here. The academic part of the test only concerns writing and reading. Okay. The
Yep.
speaking component covers both general and academic. And really, there is no such thing that is academic speaking. It's just speaking for
Right.
IELTS. And when it comes to speaking, both general training and academic modules use the same assessment criteria with essentially the same band descriptors. So there's no like distinction between like general training and academic, right? So I guess I can just ask you a few questions and we'll see how it goes, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk about running. Do you go running a lot?
Yeah, recently I tried to do more workout, and I built my schedule of running. I live near the beach in the south coast. So I do run every day, every morning. I do around 10k meters, and I run along the beach, and that's also my way to the office. So that's my usual trip to work as well.
Okay. First of all, truth to be told, I am blown away by the fact that you are capable of, pulling a 10K on a regular basis. Really, girl? I mean, really, lady?
It's like 10k for the whole day. It's like round trip, but it
So
also
5K,
includes
5K to work, and then 5K back home.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know how to
jaw-dropping. You
drive.
see that? That's like jaw-dropping. I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about working from home because that's too much.
Wow, you must have stupendous legs. Right. Okay, fine. What do you think of running as a form of exercise?
I used to think that it was useless. I used to do a lot of gyms, and I went to gyms most of the time. I didn't even care about running. But when I follow more influencers and lifters, they actually shed light on me and actually changed my mindset about running. It actually not even helping with circulations and my blood health, but it's also connecting with the community. We have a club in a city that we run together, and there are many, competitions and events that I can run with other people, and it's a fun experience. And yeah, not like lifting weights in the gym alone. So running is way more exciting and engaging.
Wow. First of all, thank you anh Thi, trái tim màu xanh mùng 3 tháng 1, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu xanh, trái tim màu xanh, trái tim màu xanh, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu đỏ. Oh my God, people and the way that they go all out with like naming their accounts. Do you see that in the comment section?
Yeah, that's California.
Miss, can you see that in the comment section? Miss Anh Thi trái tim màu xanh mùng 3 tháng 1, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu xanh, trái tim màu xanh, trái tim màu xanh, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu đỏ, trái tim màu hồng, trái tim màu đỏ. Do you see that name?
Yeah, I do. Is that
No way.
LGBT related?
I don't know. She just has lots of love, I imagine. Thank you. And also, hi chú Đức. Chú Đức còn đây không? Chú Đức ơi. Just a moment. There's someone who's called chú Đức. He has given me nothing, but I still want to shout him out. But I don't think that he's in the stream anymore. Okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, you may find it hard to believe I was able to understand everything you said outside of the running community part, because when I was younger, I was also a running enthusiast, and I'm sure that you're familiar with the term runner's euphoria, right?
Runner euphoria?
Yeah, it's a legit term. If you haven't come across that term, then you're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, do you feel like super excited, super energetic? You feel like you can conquer the world after pulling, a 5 kilometer run?
Right. It's like a reward and can't wait for tomorrow, right?
I know. You see, there's a word for that sensation, which is runner's euphoria. It's super addictive. It makes you feel like you can conquer the world, and your energy just goes through the roof, right? So, you see, when I was younger, I was also a running enthusiast, but I was never disciplined enough to commit to, a running club. And there was also no running club near where I lived, and I also didn't have, that sort of like social effervescence to be part of a larger community. But I was working as a teacher back then, and there was this lady who sounded so like elegant, just like you, and she casually said, "Well, yeah, in the morning I do 15 kilometers around whole day," and I'm like, "What, lady? You do like 15 kilometers during whole day just for fun?" And she still showed up at the class looking all poised, right? And then, I noticed that, she was wearing a diamond encrusted watch. Wow, fancy. But all I'm saying is that, I could totally get behind what you were saying. And I also thought that your answers were supernatural. Hold on, is that a bad thing? Supernatural? No,
Could
that
be a
means
bad thing.
paranormal. It means that I'm talking about ghosts and demons and things like that. No, your answers were natural. I just thought that, for the second question, you hesitated a bit too much. Okay? If you can iron out the pauses and just proceed with your ideas in one way or another, that would have, really, really sold me in terms of your overall fluency. Okay. Let me suggest a sample answer, right? Because, well, I'm looking at a particular giveaway material for 6.5 to 7.5, right? And I need to do something about that material because, apparently the lineup today has been epic, you included, and I've been struggling to find an opening for this material to be of use. Okay, here. What do you think of running as a form of exercise? It's very exciting. Right? I mean, most beginners find it challenging because their bodies aren't used to expending so much energy. But once they have settled into a rhythm, they will inevitably love running, like most people do. I mean, in addition to toning up our bodies, like all kinds of exercises, running also spurs the release of hormones that give them this feeling called runner's euphoria, which is truly incredible. Okay. Thank you, Yuan, the person I'm talking to. I cannot believe that you have just started following me. You thought that I
You're
wasn't paying
welcome.
attention, but I was.
I was listening to you and following in the meantime.
Okay, fine. Look, what I'm trying to say is that, well, that was a sensible sample answer. I hope that, that particular answer could be of use to you. Okay, we're gonna move on to speaking part 3. By the way, what time is it over there across the pond?
4:24 in the morning.
4 in the morning? Aren't you supposed to go to work after this?
At 7, at 7 I'll go to work. But there's not much because it's nearly Christmas break, so it's just a chill day.
I have a question. Is Mariah Carey blasting over there?
No, my coworkers can't even make sense of how addicted I am to Mariah Carey. But they said, what's with Mariah Carey? Like we don't even listen to her, but why do you talk about her so much? But I don't know.
Wait, hold on. The crux of the issue is that you're a Mariahist as well.
Yeah, I do listen to her.
Girl, I like you all the better now. We can do, a few more questions if you want. I can give you free advice. In the name of Mariah Carey returning to her top spot, reclaiming the #1 spot with her 20th week with that, super lucrative song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Right? I mean, I do have to say that the other day I saw a video of Rihanna jamming out to Mariah Carey. Did you see that?
I didn't say that.
You're missing out on the movement. Essentially, it was a moment in time. And when I saw that video, it struck me. I want a relationship like that. I want, that kind of relationship between Mariah Carey and Rihanna. With me, well, being either Mariah Carey or Rihanna, I mean, I don't care, but just let me be one of them. Right? I can be Mariah, who has like millions of dollars at her fingertips, and also a song that just keeps on generating more income almost infinitely down the line. Or I can be Rihanna, who is not working as a singer anymore, but has an empire to her name, right? Isn't that the kind of
Right.
relationship that you see yourself in?
Probably. I don't know. I'm working like a dog right now.
You see, that's why you need to aspire to that kind of relationship. You know what? I think that you can be Rihanna, a billionaire with several lines of cosmetics to her name, right? And then we can hop on this live stream session and talk about how successful we are. Isn't that fun?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're closing. We're getting close to it.
I know. Just we're just missing, just some numbers, right? A few billions.
Few zeros. I mean,
Yeah, just
6
a few
zeros.
zeros. Just a few zeros. If I'm not mistaken, hold on. What is 500 million? 500,000. Which just I'm not quite sure about you, but I'm just missing like 5 zeros. That's all. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Cool. 5 zeros.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to speaking to speaking part 3. Mostly because your answers in speaking part 1 were already good. What am I supposed to say? Outside of the fact that you sort of lost your rhythm a little bit in the second question in part 1. The moment you're able to iron out, all of these unnecessary pauses, I'm sure you're gonna get whatever score that you're aiming for. Except for a 9. A 9 is elusive, right? And it heavily depends on the person that's gonna mark you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't actually aiming for 9.
Fine. That
I
means
mean,
that whatever it is you're aiming for is already in the bag. Nice.
all right. Cool.
Let's see if you can change my mind when I ask you the next questions. In speaking part 3, wow, people, I'm not quite sure what's going on right now, but the lineup today has been epic. I've been trying to find an opening to slide in my speaking samples in the 6.5, 7.5 giveaway, but okay, it's lit here. And also, this lady is currently residing in Australia.
How do you know?
I was just connecting the dots.
Oh, okay.
Do you know
Cool.
how? Do you know how I
You're
could tell?
stalking. I don't know. Accent?
The audacity of you to jump up here and say that I have been stalking you? Really, lady?
Just
And why are you
guessing.
giggling like that? Why are you giggling like that?
I'm just guessing. Yeah.
Well, you guessed wrong, okay? Well, there are two things that led me to that conclusion. First of all, you said that you were working with foreigners, Australians, right? And then I asked you what the time was, where you lived, and you said 4 in the morning. So I just connected the dots. Obviously, you have to be, somewhere outside of Vietnam, and where's the one place that you can find lots of Australians?
Oh, sorry, I
Australia.
didn't. I didn't remember that. I did, yeah. Right.
Well, I mean, it is true that it's 4 a.m. in the morning over there.
Yeah, my brain is
Okay.
foggy.
Now, we're gonna. So I assume that you haven't even got out of your bed.
No, I'm still on my bed.
Is it comfy?
Actually, it is.
Is
I
it cold
can't
over
get out
there?
of it. It's summer, so
I don't really
it's
know
like
what
in
it
the middle of
means.
summer.
Is it hot or cold?
It's hot, but it's pretty chilly on the evening. But
Okay.
yeah, it's summer. It's
In
about
a not
30,
creepy
60.
way, thank you for welcome me and also 100 and well, the number is dropping. Welcoming people into your bedroom. Okay.
Welcome.
I hope that you're gonna get up on the right side of the bed. Do you know what that means?
Which side is the right? Is it? Do you mean the right side? The right hand side?
No, that's an idiom. It means to have a lucky day.
Right. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Right. You're missing the joke. You're missing the joke, lady.
Bad joking. Sorry.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's cover a few speaking part 3 questions.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is not something that I want to talk about at this age. I'm not quite sure about you, but let's talk about children.
Oh my, that's. Mm.
Keely got up on the wrong side of the bed. Okay, no one gets his joke today. Name E 57. Nobody has ever got my jokes, okay? The thing about my students is that even when they laugh along, it's mostly because they fear me. If they don't laugh along, I'm gonna ask them to do push-ups, and by asking, I mean commanding. I'm gonna command them to, do push-ups so that they can knock some sense into themselves. So that's not exactly a read. I'm fully aware of the fact that I have this kind of dry sense of humor, but I'm making an effort. Okay, I'm making an effort.
I see.
Sorry, I was talking to this person. I did get the joke. A few of them, like 2 of them. Let's move on. So let's talk about children. And remember, this is speaking part 3. Are you aware? My God. Are you aware of the structure of the IELTS speaking test?
I know. I sort of forget.
Oh,
Is
there
it?
are
It's
3
supposed
parts.
to be long?
15 minutes. There are 3 parts. The first part concerns questions about you. Okay. The second part is called a long turn because the examiner is going to give you a topic and then you can speak about it between 1 and 2 minutes. Okay. And
Yeah.
the third part is what we're going to do right now. We're going to have a discussion. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me wear my socks. I'm getting cold feet. Ugh. That's the thing about being physically old. Just a moment.
Get some water as well, please.
Are you
Told
insulting
you
my dry
to
sense of
drink some
humor?
water. um.
How old are you, may I ask? You can give me a dishonest answer because I know that is not, a courteous question to ask.
I don't mind being honest.
Sure. I'm a girl.
I just turned 21.
Really? 21?
Yeah.
You're practically my niece. I mean, I'm blowing things out of proportion here.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I'm much older than you are.
Right. Well, I can tell that.
Just so you wait, let me get my cup of water and then I'm gonna come back with an insult. Give me a moment. What are you doing there?
Everybody, I've been working as an accountant for more than a year. But
And have you
yeah.
fallen out of love with your job?
Not at all. I mean, I was in love with my job before I started it. But
Huh?
it's been well, it's a common experience, a common yeah, every accountant.
Okay, hold on. Give me one moment. People, I know that it's 12:30, but let me entertain you with a dance, and then I'm gonna, talk. Just give me a moment, okay? Do you know that song, The Fate of Ophelia by the music industry? The only person that is probably gonna be capable of dethroning Mariah Carey after this whole, Christmas fiasco.
Go.
No. Oh, God. Well, that song goes something like this, right? So I'm gonna say this in Vietnamese. Again, anything for better viewership, right? Xin chào mọi người. Mình rất vui mọi người đang xem livestream. Và mình sẽ tuyệt vời hơn nếu như mọi người có thể share, like và comment để đẩy livestream này đến những người khác nữa. Và để thể hiện sự trân trọng, mình xin cống hiến một bài nhảy dựa trên một siêu hit của Taylor Swift. Nó sẽ như thế này. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. And then one thing or another, but then I'm not quite sure what the lyrics are, so I'm just busting out random moves. Okay. Are you entertained? Girl, are you entertained?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
am.
know, right? We could tell from the excitement in your voice.
Well, I love that song. I've been dancing as well.
Okay. Ở đây có... Wait, give me one moment. I want to call someone out. Ở đây có bạn Kevin Nguyễn này. Có Thế Sơn này. Wow, Đặng Thế Sơn. Hôm nay Thế Sơn vào đây không mang được thêm viewer nào Thế Sơn ơi. À, tranh thủ quảng báo lớp học. Thực ra thì mình thì không có mình cũng có lớp riêng và mình cũng đang tuyển sinh nhưng mà just a moment girl. Mình phải gọi là thể hiện sự trân trọng với những người cũng là đồng nghiệp đó, không là mình sẽ bị flop. Thế thì ở đây có một bạn tên là Đặng Thế Sơn Nân với cái gì nhỉ? Sao thổ sao mộc cái gì đấy. Đặng Thế Sơn Nân bạn ấy cũng có lớp IELTS nha. Bạn Sơn này thì là ngày xưa là học sinh giỏi quốc gia đấy, môn tiếng Anh đấy, học trường chuyên. Sau đấy là học phở tu nha, boy phở tu đấy. Xong rồi là bây giờ bạn ấy có lớp IELTS rất là nhiều kinh nghiệm và điểm bạn rất là cao nha, là 99, 8,5 speaking. Ủa, đang quảng bá cho Đặng Thế Sơn trong một cái lớp này, một cái viewership nó giảm. Thì đấy, nói chung là 8.5 của speaking và 8 của writing, trong đó task 2 của bạn ấy là 8.5 đấy. Thì mọi người có thể tham khảo lớp của bạn ấy ở trong cái profile vốn rất là nhiều follower rồi. Nhưng mà với vai trò là người hay đi câu follower của người khác thì mình cũng sẽ phải có một cái sự gọi là đền ơn đáp nghĩa với những cái người mà đang có nhiều follower hơn nha.
Thả
Không
tim
hề
đi mọi
có
người.
một cái sự gọi là không hề có một cái sự gọi là gượng ép nào ở đây cả. Đó. Đấy nha, nếu mà tí nữa Đặng Thế Sơn vào một lần nữa thì mình sẽ shout out thêm một lần nữa. Bạn Sơn đấy có một số cái điểm mạnh. Ví dụ, thứ nhất là bạn ấy nói giọng rất là dễ nghe. Đẹp trai thì tùy lúc ấy, thật sự là mình đã nhìn thấy Đặng Thế Sơn ở ngoài rồi. Cũng bình thường ấy, không có gì đặc sắc cả nhưng mọi người cứ khen nói hoài. bây giờ bị khen vậy, không để bị viewership nó giảm. Đấy, mà nói chung là bạn Thế Sơn rất đẹp trai. Thật sự ở giữa hai người mình chỉ thấy bạn ấy hơn cái lông mày thôi. Còn thực ra là cùng là loài người với nhau thì mình nghĩ là bạn ấy cũng bình thường. Đó, thì đấy, và bạn ấy có lớp riêng nha. Có lớp riêng là mọi người có thể check out bạn ấy nha. Còn thực ra thì trước giờ mình cũng đã rất là nhiều lần khen Thế Sơn rồi, nhưng mà lần nào khen thì bạn ấy cũng block mình ấy, xong bạn ấy xóa luôn app Messenger đi ấy, xong rồi là trên TikTok thì bạn sẽ ngó lơ, nên là mình cũng thấy rằng là mình đang là một người rất là nỗ lực để lấy được follower của bạn ấy. Ok, đó, đây thông tin về một giáo viên nhé. Okay, let's resume our training. You ready?
Okay.
At this hour, are you fully up?
No, not at all. Well, I was.
So you're still in your
I
bed.
thought. Yeah, exactly. I'm never up this time.
Well, then the real question is, if you put down your phone in the wrong way, you don't turn it off, will you just go back to sleep?
No. Nope.
Because well, it tends
Yeah.
to happen to me. You know, when I see my phone, I can stay up for about a few minutes, but then if I lay down in a particular way and I put my phone in a particular position, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna, fall asleep immediately. I'm gonna go out like a light.
It's
Oh,
very.
okay. I hope that you're
Yeah.
gonna stick around. Part 3 here. When do you think children start to have their own opinions?
Oh, I can't speak generally. I can't speak for the whole every children, but in my experience, I started to gain cognition since 5. So I remember my first. I'm sorry. What was the question?
Well, you sound like, it's 4 in the morning over there. Okay, girl, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. And repeat. When do you think children start to have their own opinions?
All right, I see. I got the question wrong. I'm sorry.
I know. You're so stunned by the question.
I am. Well, I'm a bit surprised. Caught me off guard. Let me see. Right, so it's not about memory or cognition. That is a very hard question because I've never actually thought about that and seriously think about that ever. But in my opinion, children starting to have their own opinion when they go to school, when they start to go to primary school, when they're being taught more language and communicate to many other people and start to learn their language and being in a class that helps them build their brain and their thinking. This is really hard. I'm sorry. I've no idea.
Why are you giggling? Let's continue. Sure.
Okay.
Do you think that children's opinions can be influenced by their parents?
Absolutely. Children are highly influenced by their parents. I would say most of the children's behaviors are heavily influenced by their parents, and they mirror their parents' actions, and also it forms their thinking, forms their mindset from the early days. Whatever their parents do, they would just mimic and mirror their actions. And that's why parents should actually be more attentive in whatever they're doing and being more careful with what they are saying and their wordings, and start to educate their children from very small actions, and tiny bits can add up, and being a good role models for their children.
Nice. Well, I agree with QT Patootie here. Let me talk to this particular person for a second. QT Patootie, are you only here because you have finished your attendance at Mr. Cern's live stream, which has just ended? QT Patootie, answer me. Are you only here because you're already done with that live stream? Why is she not responding? Well, then silence speaks louder than words. Is that the idiom?
You can make your own.
I cannot believe it. Cutie Patootie, I am thoroughly disappointed by your very strategic placement of your time. Okay. I'm so disappointed. If I can fake a tear, I would. Now, Nhi, is your name Nhi or Uyên?
It's Nhi.
Nhi, right? Lovely name. I don't have friends who have that particular name. I thought that your answers were fine. I agree with the comments section, although I don't really pay attention to one of them, the person who only showed up because the other live stream has already finished. But anyway, the only question that you really struggled with was the first one. For the second question, you know what? I wouldn't recommend you to just go on and on and on like that. Although, for me, I thought that it was a very strong indication of your overall speaking ability. I have to say. I mean, I was impressed by the fact that you were able to just keep on speaking, although you were clearly running on empty. Right? That's a very good habit to have. It's just that if you're taking the IELTS test, sometimes they're gonna interpret your pauses as a sign of you searching for words rather than ideas. Personally, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt because I felt like you were clearly capable of communicating in proper and meaningful chunks of words, which was good, right? But towards the end of that particular answer, even though you were capable of just keeping the message forward, how should I say this? Essentially, that particular part at the end was fractured into small bits of groups of words. Okay, so my recommendation for you is that you should develop this habit of like pausing to search for a complete idea, and then sorry, I had a hot pot before this. What was I saying again? Oh, you should try to cultivate that habit of like thinking of an idea and then going through it instead of like going through multiple chunks of words, and each chunk consists of only 2 or 3 words. Okay, so be careful with that. For the first question, I do think that it was hard, so let me save the day. I give you a sample answer. Okay,
Thank
you see,
you.
the first questions in speaking part 3 are really important because your responses are essentially gonna influence what your examiner is going to do. If you strike the chord with the examiner, then they might be willing to give you the benefit of the doubt and then move on with slightly more challenging questions so that you can, display higher levels of fluency. Right? And if you can do that, you're gonna get a really good score. Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
But
Yeah.
then I do have to say that the thing about the first questions is that they tend to be about general knowledge. So if you don't play your cards right, you might end up listing things out. You did list things out because you had nothing to say, right? You couldn't bring anything to the table outside of the air and all of the pauses that
Right.
you had. But I think that the first rule of thumb when it comes to speaking part 3 is that even when you don't know something, guess. Okay. So let me give you a sample of that particular answer. Let me give you a sample of that particular question. And I pulled this sample from, well, that 6.5 to 7.5 giveaway material. Now, when do you think children start to have their own opinions? Let's see. I'm not an expert in this sort of matter by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm gonna make a guess here. Perhaps they start forming their own opinions at around 3 years old. I guess that's when they start telling you what they want and actually provide a reason for their preferences. For example, if they like a toy car or a particular dish, they'll describe to you what they like about it. For instance, for the toy car, they might tell you about, the color of the car or, the way that it moves. And as for the dish, they can probably use words related to the flavor of the dish and its texture and, all that jazz. So, when they talk about what they like, they also get visibly excited like it's written all over their face. And as far as my eyes can see, that's one of the telltale signs of them having an opinion. Okay?
That's a really good answer. Hmm. That's
Well, I
nice.
did pick it out of
Thank you.
um the what now? Oh, I did pick that out of the giveaway material. So what I'm trying to say here, you see the message I'm trying to drive home this time around is that for speaking part 3, you cannot afford to miss out on the first question. I love the fact that you were so natural, about what you felt, and you were not reticent at all about talking about your feelings, right? You thought that it was hard and like it was like beyond your knowledge, but it took you a while to hit your stride, and then you hit your stride, and you were able to speak at length. But that was too little, too late, in my opinion. So I don't assume that you're gonna make the same mistake in the speaking test. It's just that you need to bear that in mind. When examiners ask you questions, you do get to say, well, I'm not quite sure about this. I can only give you a sort of speculation, right? Because I'm not an expert in this by any stretch of the imagination. But then you have to make a guess, okay? The thing about, the speaking test, well, I only know about IELTS, so, that's what I'm going to talk about. The thing about the IELTS speaking test is that examiners seem to have ruled out all other possibilities that can affect your fluency, right? They're not going to tell you that they would allow you to, lie or, make up stories and things like that. But they're also not going to accept that your lack of information is going to undermine your fluency. Whereas in reality, that's always the case, right? But you
It
see,
is, yeah.
when you do the speaking test, even when you don't know much about something, you still have to make a guess. You can make a guess, and more importantly, after that, you have to give extensions to your guess. Understand? That's what's going to validate your point, even when you're saying something that is like asinine. But then again, I don't think that you're gonna, put yourself in that position, saying crazy things. But what really counts is your ability to sort of substantiate your perspective. Okay?
True.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot to take in, right?
Yeah, but it's very informative. But are you giving away all the materials for free?
Not all. I only
Okay.
I got essentially last year I created like 8 versions to teach my 8 versions of materials to teach my classes. I mean, I was on fire last year, This year, not so much. I am on fire, but not in a good way. And from different versions, I picked the best answers, or the answers that really represented my methods and what the students learned. And well, for the material that I'm using right now, well, that's the answer from that particular material. Did you like what you hear? Did you like
I
what you heard?
do.
Sorry. As you can tell, it's also almost 1 o'clock in the morning here in Vietnam, and I'm struggling to maintain a train of thought.
Don't
Okay.
worry. You can sleep tomorrow.
No, I need to sleep right now. But yeah. So that would be my advice for you. If you're gonna take the test, make sure that you're aware of the rules that they're gonna use to evaluate your performance. Okay?
Right, yeah. Thank you.
Any
I
other
thought I'm
question?
doing that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do it I'm gonna take the test probably in 2 months. So do you think it's a good span of time for preparing?
I feel like you can already speak very fluently, and you just need to tweak your approach a little bit so that sorry, I had a lovely hot pot. It was manhwa. What
Is
I'm
it a date?
saying, no, I took my students to that restaurant because it was not that much for them. It was for me. I wanted to eat manhwa, but um, going there alone didn't really appeal to me. So I just found an excuse to drag them along.
Mm.
Their test results were horrible, but they recently have finished their end of term tests. And today was not today, but yesterday, in the evening, that was a good opportunity for me to take them to a fancy restaurant, by the way.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, the thing is that when it comes to you, the crux of the issue is that you definitely need to understand the rules, and then uh, you should deliver your answers in a way that would tell the examiner that you're clearly capable of speaking. If you do pause, it's mostly for the generation of the next idea, which is going to be conveyed in the next utterance. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. But
Very
you definitely
helpful.
need to mind your pausing and the way that you go through chunks of words. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that you're gonna get a good score. It's just that I feel like if you are not aware of how the examiner is gonna assess you, especially because you're a Vietnamese. I'm not hinting at anything, I'm just pointing out an obvious fact here. If you're not aware of these rules, your score is not gonna be a true, reflection of your abilities. Okay? I dislike that. I
If
want the best for people.
you mean if my appearance is Asian, I look Asian, then my band score is not gonna reflect my true
No,
abilities?
no, you completely missed the mark. No, what I was saying is that, um, like if you don't look like someone who who is a first language user, then you
Mhm.
definitely need to work a bit harder to prove your abilities. Again, I have no evidence of that, right? I haven't
I
been discriminated. I haven't been discriminated, in any way in any test. Okay. Outside the time that I was told by, these two ladies at BC who were working at the reception, and they said that, I was super late for international test and so on and so forth, and I felt like I was essentially lambasted by the staff there. But outside of that particular
Okay.
experience, I had um, I haven't got any negative experience as far as racial profiling is concerned. But um, what I'm trying to say is that, when you do the speaking test, you have to keep on speaking. And if you do need a bit of time to catch your breath, you need to start speculating instead of pinning all your hopes on your knowledge. Okay?
Right.
Mm.
I
Okay.
see. Yeah.
That's
I'll
it for
make sure I'll
today.
do.
Make
Oh,
sure you do what?
I'll do like a Latina makeup or some ABG style, so I can look more, Australian born.
You're being deliberately obtuse and playful now. Okay, I'm gonna take that as a sense of humor. Right?
Oh no, that. Okay.
Mm. Okay, I'll see. Perhaps we won't see one another again. I don't know. I mean,
Really?
hop on every once in a while, but don't hop on too often. Okay? All right. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Mm.
Thank you.
You can leave now.
Uh, I don't know how to leave.
I can help
Wait.
you.
Oh,
Okay, people, that's it for today. I mean, you miss a minute, you miss a lot. Okay. Hôm nay mình đã đi qua rất là nhiều câu trả lời mẫu hay trong cái quyển trong cái tài liệu giveaway 6.5 7.5 nha. Trong thời gian sắp tới thì mình định là các cái tài liệu đấy nhiều hay cái này hay hay lắm ấy. Nhưng mà thực ra thì các bạn dùng các bạn cũng không có feedback lại. Nên là thế này, có thể trong tương lai thì mình sẽ chuyển sang livestream cái phần chữa bài dựa trên những cái đề đó, và mình sẽ vẫn viết thôi nhưng mà sẽ chữa theo cái hướng những cái bài mẫu đó nha. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that is one thing that I have thought of. Right. Anyway, anh ơi bao giờ anh live tiếp vậy ạ? Anh ơi bao giờ anh live tiếp vậy? Có 2 buổi. Thế thì đợt này mình đang muốn live 2 lần ấy, bởi vì là mình muốn là cái buổi trưa ấy thì sẽ là live cái phần 6.5. Cái tài liệu 6.5 đấy nó rất là hay, nhưng mà nó hơi nhiều chữ. Còn cái tài liệu 7.5 ấy nó sẽ là các bạn tài liệu thi thật. Đấy. Thường là mình sẽ không đảm, mặc dù là tài liệu 7.5 nhìn có vẻ dễ hơn đấy, nhưng mà nó mang tính chất là tôi đã học rất là nhiều cái khó rồi, thì khi mà tôi nói tôi sẽ lựa chọn những cái tôi thích. Còn 6.5 thì phải là khích cái việc là phải kích được cái việc là học được nhiều nha. Thì mình muốn là cái 6.5 thì mình sẽ livestream vào buổi sáng, còn 7.5 mình sẽ livestream buổi tối nha. Tiếng Anh cho đời Pin Your Hopes On. Tiếng Anh cho đời thêm xanh em tải trên thread rồi. Cái 7.5 dễ đọc hơn 6.5. Đã feedback chưa? Đã gửi feedback cho tôi chưa? Trời ơi. Sáng sáng thì anh định là sẽ tầm buổi trưa. Đấy. nhá, buổi trưa, bởi vì lúc 11 giờ là anh sẽ support này, chấm bài support. Bây giờ nó không biết ấy, nói chung là support hoặc là support về writing ấy. Nhưng mà cái đấy cũng hay nhá. Nó thật sự là cái support writing hay lắm ấy, nhưng mà thật sự là anh không biết làm thế nào để livestream lên được đó. Bây giờ phải mua cái máy mới á. Ừ, mua cái máy mới, mua luôn cái máy mới. Ok. Em thi xong rồi viết các anh. Ok rồi. Right, that's it for today then. Ngày mai mình sẽ cố gắng livestream dạy thử nhé. Trong thời gian tới thì mình cũng sẽ muốn thêm mấy cái mới mới đó. Thế là hôm nay là có vẻ sức bền này cũng được. Từ lúc 11 giờ, từ 10 giờ nhỉ, 10 rưỡi là được 2 tiếng rưỡi rồi đấy. Và cũng sức bền cũng ok. Ok, that's it for now. Bye bye.